Dan Williams, Thrive Outdoors. Today we're going to go through what I carry in the fall/winter on trips, specifically where my wife and I head out west to the Grand Tetons. This would also pertain if you're going into the southeast or anywhere where there's bear territory. And we're going to talk about bear sprays, when and how to use them, and what I'm going to bring and how I change items up, which you should regularly do. And mostly for staying warm and for that unpredictable weather. So let's get going. Okay, so I have been out to British Columbia, to the Tetons, the Appalachians, and one of the changes that occurs up in the mountains any time you're above probably 8,000 feet is how quick the weather changes. I mean, you can have a bright, nice sunny day and at 50 degrees and it'll drop to 35 and snow and sleet in a heartbeat. So one of the things you need to change out and be prepared is your clothing. So you're gonna layer. So my summer REI, that stays home. And what I'm taking with is this is my North Face. Had this for a few years. It's a great jacket. It's weather repellent, and it has this inner lining, which is really nice because then you can actually zip this out. And so this is really, really beneficial, and you can get these, really, they're not that expensive. So you definitely want to summer rain gear for something like this, and we're going to go into another jacket that in a minute I'm going to show you what's in the base of this pack. Why you carry something else also. So this is all going to go into this Mystery Ranch 2-day assault, which you've seen me use, and that is a fantastic pack, and the zippers are really weather repellent, and I love that. All right, so the North Face, we're keeping it. The other thing I'm bringing is this is my dad's wool blanket from Korea. Believe it or not, still have it. Now, the deal with this is it's a little heavy. It's old, but obviously there's some emotional connection to it. So you want to bring some type of warm blanket, and this is what's coming with. And I can attach this right to the base of the backpack. So what stove am I going to bring? So I have, I have my Soto, which is the little stove I keep inside my Stanley. And it is a great stove, and yes, it does protect somewhat from the wind due to this lip they have on the edge. And I love the stove. It's a fantastic little stove. It's done me well through the time. But what I'm going to do, because it can be a little dangerous if it tilts over. So because of the dryness out there and the tons of fires, we're going to get rid of the Soto, and I'm going to bring the MSR Windburner, a little safer. This stove here is not going to be starting any due to the danger out there every fall. Hopefully it'll be different this fall. So Windburner is staying. Socks. So these are recently purchased from Wildly Goods, and they're about 80% merino wool, and I am telling you, I am impressed. So if you've ever seen any advertisements for Wildly Goods, I mean, I get no reimbursement from these. These are some fantastic socks. I wore these suckers for about 5 days. They did not smell at all. It really wicks away the moisture. Just fantastic. Then I also have some much thicker wool socks that will go in my bag. If I'm stuck staying overnight, you know what it's like, have cold feet in the winter. It definitely sucks, so especially you're going to be out in the woods. So always have an extra pair of wool socks. So those are going to stay. And your headgear. So have a neck gaiter by Cool, K-U-H-L, or Cull, and it's really nice and warm. These are worth their weight in fabric. I'm here to tell you, these are really, really nice. And then I have a Under Armour beanie, and you can use anything really, but this is really nice and warm, especially on my skull since I have like zip hair. This really keeps you warm. Everyone knows you lose so much heat through your head. You can get Carhartt makes a really nice stocking cap also. Anything, but you need to have something on the old noggin to stay warm and decrease your hypothermia. So Under Armour, that's important to have. So I also broke down and I got rid of my SOG, S-O-G saw, and I got the Pocket Boy Silky saw. Everyone from the East Coast to West Coast has the Silky, it seems like, and I know why. The quality is superb. It's just a fantastic little saw. The weight is, it's extremely light. It's very durable. So packing through the mountains, definitely wanted something a little more lightweight, and I'm going to go with the Pocket Boy Silky Saw. Duct tape, important for 1001 reasons. We've addressed this numerous times. That's coming with. So, you know, this is really kind of a gimmick. It is important to have some candles, no question about it. This is Coghlan's survival candle. If you have this candle, you will survive. It's a 3-wick candle. You know, you don't need this. So all you need is, even if you got 4 or 5 for $1 of the little votive candles, have some wax, have some wicks. It's really nice to have them in your pack. This is heavy, but hey, it's a survival candle, so that makes the difference. So be aware of certain things like that, of how people tout things, and so you don't get ripped off. So what knife am I going to bring? So I was torn between the old reliable Russell Canadian belt knife. It's a little light and had me, you know, I was second guessing, should I bring this, should I not? But I'm not going to bring this. I'm going to bring the FOBOS. If I have to baton wood, it's a little heavier, it's much more durable. The blade is fantastic. So is the Russell, but this is more heavy duty, and so this is what's coming with. I'm also bringing my monocular. If I'm up at a peak, I want to scan the valley. I want to see if there's any wildlife. I want to see if there's any bear down there. Anything walking. I'm bringing this lightweight Vortex. It is an 8 by 36, so that is coming with. And if you see my other videos, a signal mirror is not necessary really in the Midwest at all. But out west, or you're in the plains area, out east, up in the Appalachian Mountains, this is important. So I am definitely bringing a signal mirror. You do not know what's going to happen up in the mountains, and why not have that extra access of signaling? So this one is really not that pricey. Of course, comes with a compass, which I could care less if that was there. What's most important is you have the mirror, and the star is basically to look through to know what you're hitting when you're using that signal mirror. So it also comes with a whistle on there, which is nice. But if you lose it, you lose all 3. All right, bear spray. Let's talk about bear spray briefly. I'm going to have a video coming up on different bear sprays and which ones that I like. I used to teach this about 15 years ago, how the correct way to use bear spray is. And we have Grand Alaska. You can get 5 of those on Amazon for $159. And why you would need 5, I'm not completely sure, unless you had one heck of a large group. It's really a good spray. There's nothing wrong with it at all. However, the UDAP, this was developed by a gentleman who actually was a victim of a bear attack. Now, the UDEP and the Grand Alaska really have the capsian, the pepper spray, same ingredients. But what's really nice about the UDEP is that you can dump this whole bottle within 4 seconds. So you have that bear coming at you, you can dump that whole spray, and it's really, really effective like that, where you dump the spray. And now people are going to say, yeah, but then what do you do if you're completely out? You don't have to dump the whole spray, but it is possible if you need that. And like I say, later on, we'll talk about the differences of that. A bear is can run 30 miles an hour. It can close the gap. It can close 50 yards in about 3 to 4 seconds. So I'm also going to talk to you a little bit about this. So this is my SIG, and so I definitely bring a handgun. So let me do my little handgun speech here. Extremes in life, whether they're guns, whether they're pro-life, whether they're whatever, for the most part, extreme stances, PETA, all of them, are really unhealthy for the most part because there's too many variables. So for all you anti-gun guys out there, I'm here to tell you, yes, there is a place and a time to have a handgun, but shooting a bear is not one of them. This handgun is not coming with the shoot a bear. I implore you to look at all the statistics. When a bear runs, it is running and its head is moving up and down, and it's going like this, coming at you. And if you can hit that object with your adrenaline pumping, scared to death, and you have to hit that bear with a shot, is damn near next to impossible. And I have talked to many hunting guides, elk hunting guides. Yes, they carry guns. Yes, they'll be carrying, some will carry a shotgun plus a handgun. But guess what they always resort with first? Bear spray. That is your number one go-to if a bear is charging, not a handgun. So, very important. All right. Now we're going to go with, I'm definitely bringing a pair of my eyeballs with. You don't know if you're going to limb hit you, you break your glasses. So that always comes with. And what I've done, let's go back in my pack here. Let me just run through. You can go to some of my other, I'm bringing my medical kit, which I'll put that video at the end so you can see. My ditty bag and my fire starters are in here. That is also going to be, that video will be at the end of this video. Paracord. Always the orange fluorescent tarp. And I have, so let's talk. I just had a question 2 days ago about this. What's better, stainless steel or titanium? So these are titanium Snow Peak mugs, cups. They're fantastic. Wife and I use them for a few years. They're great. A really, really good close friend of mine, I lent these to, and he put this right on the fire. And if you look at the bottom of that, you see the color and you see how this billowed out. So why did that happen? So stainless steel, this will boil water quicker than stainless steel. But what happens to titanium is it gets very soft and it bends. So if you have like a titanium bowl, you can definitely boil the water, no problem, quicker than stainless steel. But you got to be careful because the titanium can collapse on you. Hey, they're great, they're lightweight, they're fantastic, but be careful with that. So I lean to stainless steel, and I have my stainless steel Nalgene that I use pretty well every day. Also bringing my CKRT axe. So this will be attached on the outside of the bag. Works fantastic. I really, really like this. It's really not that heavy. If you're looking for a good axe, this would be the one I would recommend. Technically, yes, it's not an axe, more of a hatchet. Yes, I get that from all the hard-nosed axe guys out there. I totally get it, but it's excellent. want to give a big shout out to a fellow YouTuber, Paleo Hiker MD, and he had a video on reviewing these gloves. These are made from elk skin, and they are Midwest gloves and gear, but I am telling you, it took a while to get these. It took like a month. They must be backed up, but I am telling you, these are excellent. Now, and I've had leather gloves before, but these are just superb for working in the outdoors. I'm sure they're going to stretch a little, but these are large, and again, Paleo Hiker MD, check out his video. In fact, I'll put in the description below, I'll put a link to his YouTube site. You know, I think you'll really like some of his videos. He's an expert on stoves. All right, so what I have in the bottom of this is, again, we don't know what the temperature is going to do. You have to pay attention to different stores. So Backcountry has some, in July and August, has some amazing deals. You can get a lot of things half price, but you have to keep checking and keep checking. So this is by Marmot, and it packs down into this pocket. It is synthetic down, so it's not feather down. And this puppy is warm. It's extremely lightweight, and that goes right into the base of my pack. And if I need it, it will go even over the north face. And so this is extremely warm. And again, Backcountry, all you have to do is July and August, they do a lot of 50% off because they're trying to get rid of some of their stock they have left over, and it's legit. It's a great company. So this is the Marmot. It's really nice. So that's coming with. So all of that's going to be going in the pack. And what else is in this pack is what you've seen is I have my charger for the phone, sunscreen in the mountains. I mean, you're going to be 8,000, 7,000 feet. I mean, guess what? You're going to burn easier. Absolutely. Get you some sunscreen. Extremely important. So that's it, guys. That's what I'm carrying when I'm heading out west with my wife, out to the Tetons. If you're going to, you know, I did want to mention something about bear country, though. Glad I remembered this. So I also have, which is here, this is a dry bag. And a dry bag, this is by OR Outdoor Research. They're inexpensive. This dry bag can be used as a bear food container. So you can take this, seal this really, really well, and use this as a container for your food. So dry bags work well. You can throw them up over the limb, and you can fold this down, fold it down, as you know, and then you clip this really tight, and you now have your food container, or if you want to keep some of your stuff dry. It really depends on where you're at in the world and how bears are being treated by Homo sapiens. If you're down in Georgia, Tennessee, well, Smokies is probably not a good area, but if you're in Georgia, the Appalachians, what's going to happen is that those bears, for the most part, they're not going to really ravage your food as much as the ones that have been trained and behaviorally modified by all of these foolish humans going out to Yellowstone, even the Tetons, where they're lined up by the hundreds, taking photographs of bears, feeding the bears. Hell, they're even trying to hug the bears. So, no joke. I mean, their judgment is grossly impaired. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is that, yes, it's really good to have a bear bag. Is it necessary for everywhere you go? No. Bears, their behavior is going to be conditioned over years and years. And you're going to see bears out in Yellowstone, the Tetons, have a little bit less fear of man than, you know, on the Appalachian Trail, let's say, or up in Vermont. So, important to note. I like this because it's not that great, big, bulky, round container. and it going to come in handy. But if I'm in Vermont or Maine and it's not a big tourist trap area, those bears aren't going to be conditioned like they are out in Yellowstone, the Tetons. So maintain your distance from all your wildlife. All right, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, write them down below. Stay safe. Stay away from the bears. Keep your eyes on the horizon, your face to the wind. If you liked it, thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell. You'll get notified on everything. Take care.